talk today, and history will be talking about the 7 Years' War, the war before the U.S. Independence War. And so the 7 Years' Wars has a lot of names. It's called the French and Indian War, War of the Conquest, the Third Silesian War, and other names. Well, it's best known for 7 Years' War because it was the first global war. It was about 150 years before World War One. And so the French and Indian War is a front of the war or a theater of the war on the North America. North America. So that's why it's called the French and Indian War. But with that, you could either think it's French against the Indian, which it wasn't, or you can think it was the English that we know against the French and the Indian. But actually, it was the English with some Indians against French with some Indians. And so it's best called the 7 Years' War. And it was from 1754 to 1763, which actually adds up to 9 years. That's because the U.S. Native Americans started fighting a bit before against the French, and then the English came, and actually the English were helping, no, but they declared war legally in 1756. So it's 7 Years' War, and so they were fighting for territory and trade. So we have three main powers. We have on the eastern coast, we have the British, and also up there on Rupert's Land, as we have England, right? And we have also France on the inside, and we have Spain on New Mexico, on Mexico, Florida, and the Sugar Island. And so, in a trade point of view, the Sugar Islands, which is Cuba, Santo Domingo, Puerto Rico, and all those, are way more valuable than the whole US because the Sugar Islands, they have sugar, and sugar was the best commodity anyone could have. So all of this is land, but this is sugar. So it would have been way more profitable for England and France to fight against Spain for the Sugar Islands than for them to fight against each other for land. You know? So Mexico, Florida, and Cuba are from Spain, right? And Santo Domingo, Puerto Rico, and the and France and England are fighting for territory. And actually, England is fighting for territory because they need more room to expand, and the French, they just want to trade with the Native Americans. They want fur, which is very good also. And the Spanish, they want also more than sugar. They want precious metals. Okay, and so over here, France and England are fighting to know which one's the best, and they want to have the whole control on Europe. We have also over here in India, the Philippines, and Africa and South America. All of these 7 Year Wars, they are fighting, and so they are trying to claim the territory on US. And so we have the Iroquois, which are Indians on Quebec and New York. And down here on the coast, we have the Cherokees, the Hurons, the Algonquins, the Abenakis, Micmacs. Just that's just a little bit of them, a whole lot more. And so the Iroquois and Cherokees were with the England, and the French got the whole other ones. And they weren't like one nation. They were like having beefs one with another one, and they were separate people. And while they were fighting with France, and they were also fighting against the Iroquois and Cherokees. So the Iroquois and Cherokees were fighting against France and their allies. And so a French tradesman would give a, I don't know, Huron a gun, and he would more likely go and kill a Iroquois or a Cherokee instead of killing an Englishman, you know. So actually, it was the Indians against Indians more than Indians against English. Okay, and yeah, and we're going to from here next video we'll see how the the war sparkled.